morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delish. And that life is treating you most deliciously, and I hope that we're feeling the love. We continue to feel the love. Okay, my delicious babies, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, they're on. Okay, my delicious babies now then. So it's all right. They're so heavy, these lights, you know. I've got so many of them. May not be able to see them. There we are, but I know I've surely got them. Okay, my delicious babies. So what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So it's 1:45 in the afternoon, my delicious babies, on the 10th of April, 2026. We've got some sunshine, so the sun is shining, weather is sweet, yeah. Not for everybody, though, is it? My delicious babies, not for everybody. You know, like Lebanon. There we are. And things like this now then. Nobody deserves, in my view, to be bombed, to have dear loved ones who pass. You know, for myself, I do my best not to get involved with all this business, right? But the fact of the matter is, this is putrid and disgusting. What has anybody ever done to whoever's bombing? It's like, you know, with our poxy council tax in our old England, my delicious babies, does it say anything? Duck, duck, go, quack, quack. You know, Article 61. Does anybody know about this? For the ones who humbly pay their council tax, there we are, to go and bum. Yeah, it's a bit like bumming, innit? One bumming the next one, isn't it? Bum. Pull up to the bumper, baby. What year was that song, my delicious babies? I've got 2 pens today, blue and teal. Okay, my delicious babies, but that's upside down, teal. Okay, my delicious babies now then, and blue. Well, I'm pretty sure, you know, with all of the, can you see there? All the barcodes. My delicious babies, there we are, what's going on. Anyway, my delicious babies, I'm just disgusted with the whole lot. I was listening to a bit of our lovely UK column, with anybody not in that way. And what's all this googie business? You know, a song came into my noddle, my delicious babies, when I started to listen, because I've got to go back and listen. Okay, so I'm sorry about that, dear UK column. I'm like this, so I'm sorry to me dear uploaders, but sometimes I have to go back and listen. You know what I mean? Because if I'm doing other things now, then I have to go back and listen. And on this occasion, I'm doing a video to your beautiful little selves. And I hope that wherever you are in the world, that life is treating you most deliciously, okay? But the fact of the matter is, my baby, yeah, this googie, and the song came in. What's the year of that song, my babies? I can boogie all night long, yes sir. I can boogie, but I need a certain song. I just make words up as I go along. My babies, from what we can see in the world, there we are, ding, ding, dong, dong. So did I. Anyway, my babies, and what's the other reason why I want to say that even though the sun is shining, it's not shining for some, is it? It's been, there we are, trafficked into our country, there we are, and into other countries. And it's not just sexual trading, okay? This is all kinds of different trading, mads and stuff, babies. So when I'm sitting here, and I feel truly blessed to be able to do so, and blessed to be able to do so. Somebody else is probably shacked up somewhere. There we are. Maybe having to do a lot of massages, or maybe you know to accommodate who they need to accommodate now, isn't it? A lot of vans, you know. I see so many vans these days. You see a lot of cars, there we are, but you see a lot more vans, don't you, Marge? Babies, all different colours. Okay, Marge, babies, so let me tell you, there we are. When I start, I do not ramp. And for anybody who's been so very blessed, and I will say that, I feel blessed to have whoever listens to myself. But for anybody, there we are, who's been blessed. And no, I do not work off ego to listen to myself. There we are, somewhere down the line, just for myself, because nobody knows everything. You learn different things now from different uploaders, and it is a world of knowledge if you really look at it. Okay. But they're also, there we are, truly blessed to listen to myself. There we are too. Okay, my delicious little babies, because you never know what I'm going to come out with. Some days I never know what I'm going to come out with, just like I've just come out with that now. Then, okay, my delicious little babies. Yes, need to get a grip on it. What is it? No, speak English. Well, you just spoke English, isn't it? I remember, back in 2017 when I was delivering parcels, my delicious babies, and I'll always say that. Oh, bless, plenty of ladders on vans as well. My delicious little babies, especially the grey ones. Um, anyway, my delicious little babies. The fact of the matter is, I remember back in 2017, I was delivering parcels. I loved that job. You know, we just call it, DPD's just gone past. Yeah, plenty there of removals there. The fact of the matter is, my delicious little babies, is that, I absolutely adored that job. I really, really did, It's only a figure of speech, my delicious babies, but, you never got GBH of the year old, you know what I mean? You could just carry on your merry own way. Nobody's troubling you, nobody's bothering you, you know what I mean? You do your shift, you start when you start, which is usually, super duper early, and then you finish early. Well, that's what it is for myself, you know what I mean? Then the rest of the day is your own, unless, you got somebody who does 2 rounds, 3 rounds, where in their fake crimbo box, they're probably raked in, I'd probably say 5 or 6 grand. That's not coding my delicious babies. There we are. That's for a fact for some who I spoke to. Okay, my delicious babies, let me tell you, in 1 year, there we are. They just pay a house off. There we are. Ka-ching, ching, ching. Ka-ching, ka-ching. You see what I mean, my delicious babies? But they'd start in the morning, they'd finish at 3, and that's their job done. You see what I mean? So you can see, there we are, where the ding ding dong dong logic has gone from where ones go out to shops to, online. But no matter what parcel deliverer, there we are, I speak to, they're either run off their feet, they're so tired. Okay, my delicious babies, especially for Amazon now. Mind you, I wouldn't mind a few of them boxes, from what I've been seeing on very large, colossal uploaders, to do with growing spuds. There we are, and things like this. Now then, they're very happy to tell you what quality box to use, isn't it? Yes. Now then, my delicious little babies, so nobody ever listens to my video. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to worry about this, okay? I will put one out if I want to. If I do not want to, I will not. And believe it or not, I wasn't going to today. I really, really wasn't, Okay, my delicious little babies. But there is some things now, there we are, that I must put out. There we are, I really must. Okay, my delicious little babies, and that is what I'm doing today. So the first one, my delicious little babies, let's just get into this, okay? This is called, all on YouTube, my delicious babies, capital A Anton, okay, space, Anton with one N, space, capital P, Petrov. I'm not talking to our delicious little babies out there who already know about this uploader. I'm talking to our delicious little babies out there who may not be aware of this uploader. For myself, there we are, I've had to sieve through, sieve. Like when you get flour. And the flour, you need to sieve it through, just to make sure it's all light and fluffy. Just like my lovely nutmeg, fluffy little jacket that was very kind. my beautiful, one of my beautiful dear little friends to her so very kindly bar for myself, you know what I mean? But these are not so fluffy fluffy, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. So anyway, so these I've had to sieve through, meaning they do not come up on my feed, my little babies, you know what I mean? I've just had to fluff around. Lots of fluff on certain gardens, isn't there? Mads little babies, yes. Lots of little potholes on a number of gardens. There we are, isn't there? Yes. Yes, I do know. Okay, Mads little babies now then. So this uploader happens to have 1.58 million subscribers, Mads little babies. These are all, apart from the one, they're all larger uploaders, Mads little babies. And the video should read, not very long, nearly 14 minutes long. Biologists cloned a mouse 58 times, note the number 11, 8, sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Do forgive me, do forgive me, do forgive me. I've always said I was shit at maths. Okay, Mads, babies. Then this happened. Okay, Mads, babies. I'm just going to repeat that for you again, shall I? Biologists cloned a mouse 58 times. Then this happened. Okay, Mads, babies. You see, it's very important, I feel, Mads, babies, there we are, to really pay attention, there we are, because for many, they do not pay attention. For myself personally, I've never ever believed that this is a crock of shart. I've always believed that somewhere, there we are, we have been cloned. Like I said, I could go anywhere abroad, Mads babies, and you guaranteed, there we are, dead stamp, remember the stamps, dead stamp, Mads babies, that someone will say, I've seen you in another country, identical. And I said, no, because I hadn't been to that place. Neither would I have, when they've mentioned it to me, wanted to have gone to that place. Do you see what I mean, Mads babies? I only ever go where my spirit takes me. I've always done that, Mads babies. I never ever go where my spirit never takes me. Okay, Mads little babies. Okay, yes. So I'm a firm that we are believer in this. Now, if others do not believe in, I know that there's plenty who do, but if there's ones who do not, well, I'm not here to say who can believe in what, which, why, how. You know what I mean? That's not why I'm here. I'm just here to give out videos, as I've always said, as a hobby. There we are. My delicious babies, that's all I do. That's all I've done. It's all I do. Okay? So even I'm, let's just say, shadow banned, there we are, to maximum. That's okay. Because there's always someone seeing, there's always someone hearing, isn't it? But we must remember it's a circle, circle, circle. Okay? So I'm pretty sure that eventually they'll lift the gates. Do you remember the castles? I've just got that in my noddle, Martinish babies. You know the castles, and they had these massive gates. You had the ones with the massive doors, but you had the ones with the massive gates, Martinish babies. You lift the gate. What was that now? We're going back. You'll know, anybody into history, Martinish babies, and they used to lift these massive iron gates. Well, at some point, Martinish babies, I'll wake up at whatever o'clock one day, Mads babies, and guess what? There we are. They'll soon let me traffic through. There we are. You know what I mean, Mads, delicious little babies. Yeah. Anyway, so very interesting. There we are, little video to take a look at. Should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, I always say, ham in pieces, bits and pieces. Not personally. I'm talking about the song and what year. Okay, my delicious babies. Now then, the next one. So what do we have here, my delicious little babies? So we've got, okay, this uploader happens to have 2.1 million subscribers, my delicious little babies. Like I just said, it's important to take in pieces, bits, there we are, pieces. Okay, my delicious little babies. And this uploader, capital G, grand, and then a space, capital R, illusions. It's just an illusion. It's like they sang that other song, didn't they? I love those songs. Actually, they sang "Body Talk," doo doo, "Body Talk." Yeah, brilliant songs. Anyway, you don't get a lot of the music. I mean, I listen to a wide range of music. You know what I mean? Martin Babies, but they just do not make music like they used to, do they? To get somebody who's an excellent guitarist, or you know what I mean, when you really hear banging music now tunes, you know what I mean. It's really few and far between, isn't it, Martin Babies? Anyway, so Grand Illusions, that's the upload app, and the video should read Chinese magic mirror. Yes, my delicious babies. I'll repeat it again for you, shall I? Chinese magic mirror. Now, with this uploader, bless, from what I can see, I need to look at some more videos. I've looked at a couple of them, a couple of them, okay? Because he's got that many. It seems to myself that he's not let's just say, rolled on with hours and hours or whatever, like myself occasionally. You know what I mean? Martish baby's okay. He just does it in a few minutes, really, less than that. Anyway, Martish baby's well worth a look at that one. Now, the next one, Martish babies, is 1.63 million. And by the way, can I just say, I enjoy listening to longer videos. What's the matter? I can hear something. Sounds like somebody's screwing something. Strange noise. Don't know what that is. Anyway, my delicious babies, wind up the bobbin. Anyway, my delicious babies, anyway. So let me just get back to this. So it's just completely thrown me then. Very strange noise. Okay, my delicious babies. Like it sounds like something's really struggling to move. Like, there we are, like that, like it needs a little bit of, there we are, WD-40, a bit like that, mad. It's really strange what I've got, the noise I'm hearing. Anyway, this uploader, mad little baby, sorry, getting back to the matter in hand, happens to have 1.63 million subscribers, and the uploader is called Capital P, Periodic, okay, mad little babies, space, capital V, videos. So I'll just repeat that again for you, shall I? Periodic space videos. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, this video should read, and it's not. This is another one that's not long. I think it's about over 15 minutes. This is the one who looks like a nutty professor. I mean, his wig is all over the place, my delicious babies. What is it about these professors? It's like the messier that they look, it's a bit like that Boris Twat Johnson, isn't it? It's like the messier that they look. Do you remember Back to the Future? He looked the same, Martin look babies. Anyway, let me fast forward. So this video reads, right, I'm going to have to spell this out for you, Martin look babies. So I'm going to say it first, if I can manage that. Okay, Martin babies. Gadol, Gado, Linium, gadolinium. Okay, my delicious babies, see, I managed it. Sounds like I've swallowed the dictionary, my delicious babies, okay? Gadolinium, then in brackets, new, then periodic table of videos. Okay, my delicious babies, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you. Gadolinium, wow. New periodic table of videos. Okay, Martin, the babies, that's another very, very interesting little video to take a look at as well. You see, on these videos, there's lots of other videos, you know what I mean, Martin, babies. Now, finally, and I've got to be honest, this is rather sad. So, this uploader is called Capital S, scrapping space, capital R, Irish. Okay, Mads, babies, I'm just going to repeat this again for you. Scrapping space, Irish, capital S, capital R. It's only over 5 minutes long. Mads, babies, 5 minutes long. This uploader happened to have 25.1 thousand subscribers. Now, what he wants to do is he wants his work to continue, maybe through his family and everything, okay? And the video should read, "When you see this, I'll be gone." Okay, Mads, little babies, I'm just going to repeat this for you, and this was 3 days ago. Okay, Mads, little babies, I'm just going to repeat it again. "When you see this, I'll be gone." He doesn't want to go into what this is about. Okay, my delicious little babies. But it's just very sad. But I've got to be honest. I mean, bless his dear little soul with anybody not in that way, not in that way. And I can only sincerely hope, bless his dear little heart, that he's resting in peace now. But the way he said it was really quite, you know, it's like someone saying, "I do not mean to be disrespectful because I'd never do that," but Um, it's like saying, "Okay, I'm just going to go and buy a loaf of bread or a pint of milk." It was as normal as that. It's so very sad. It'd be interesting to know what happened here, what's wrong. But outwardly, he looks, well, the way I see it is he looks fine, my delicious babies, but clearly, very sadly, there's something not fine. But he's still asking, because he'll give the account to his family and everything. If ones want to subscribe and continue to see his work, my delicious babies, I looked at a couple of comments, yeah. Very sad. "I hurt you, rest in peace. Scrapping Irish, bless you." But yeah, very interesting videos on his channel as well. My delicious babies, this is the second one now. Last year, the dear man's name was Not in That Way, Not in That Way, was Robert Murray, who I'd advertised. Just so very, very, very sad. And when you see how they are, how skilled these Not in That Way, Not in That Way, these dear men are. Isn't it a shame, my delicious little babies, the ones who seem to live out? I mean, I know that we're all supposed to live till we're about 100 and, 60, 170, my delicious little babies. And by the way, that's not a coding. But then you have others who, they're so skilled, they're so everything, and yet, very sadly, a wonderful man, a wonderful noddle, is very sadly taken from us on our earth, my delicious babies. It just makes one wonder how this clear sickness works. My delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? When ones, there we are, have had their pound of flesh. So, shall we say, shall we say. Anyway, my delicious babies, so that's all the videos. I'm just really so very sad to do that video. But like I said, these are not videos that came up on my feed, not at all. But for anybody who's very sadly, left our earth, okay, we just need to keep shining those lights, shining those lights, shining those lights. And for anybody, if they want to subscribe to that dear man's channel, he's clearly stated that he's no longer here. Okay, my delicious little babies, he also stated that there's some videos he's done, so he doesn't want any viewers or any subscribers, his dear subscribers, to feel that he's still here, because he's not. He's clearly done videos while he was still on this earth with us, my delicious babies. But look how sad that is. Damn sick, man. And you got the wicked little fucks of the world. Yeah, and I will swear, the wicked little fuckers of the world. Fuck faces now then. Who walk around, there we are, till they're a fucking 100, man. When you and I out here, they cannot wait to fucking get the pound of flesh and then fuck us off nicely. You know what I mean, my delicious babies, yes. Finally, So 2 days on a trot, I was sent pussycat biscuits from, and I'm not going to apologise for my swearing, okay? In everyday life, ones do swear, okay? Some are like very with a plum in their old gob. Well, I cannot be bothered with that piece of shit, you know what I mean? Because it's shit. Because behind closed doors, it's a completely different matter. Even if somebody doesn't say those physical words, okay? Everybody's there we are, shout stinks. Like these ones who go to church and preach, 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 preach. You know that the holier than holier now. They're the most two-faced little fuckers on this. There we are on this fucking damn earth. So don't even go there with myself. But I'm not being insulting or disrespectful or rude to my beautiful dear little subscribers, beautiful dear little who happens to pass my channel. No, I'm not. It's just there we are. I just ding ding dong dong say things the way it is. And not everybody likes that, my delicious babies. Not everybody likes that. Get back to Matthew and Nancy, yeah. So these were sent. So 2 days running, last week I was sent different pussycat biscuits now for the one. Oh, bless the dear little soul. And with anybody not in that way, not in that way. They're so lovely. Okay, both. They explained that somebody who they knew, their beautiful little pussycat, had very sadly passed away, bless, so made that beautiful little pussycat. And any beautiful little animals, creatures great and small, little large birdies, little large animals, over here in England or in the world, that they all rest in peace as well. Mad babies, believe you me, due to some mankind, they just don't know when to leave the beautiful little babies alone. You know what I mean? Mad babies. We live in a wicked fucking world, man. A wicked, damn rink world. It's not the trees, the bushes, the grass, the flowers. For the majority of mankind, we're dealing with a certain who are very satanic, very what are they, flipping psychopaths, very vicious, sinister, putrid creatures. That is, there we are, what you're dealing with, okay? And whether or not some of them will change the ways, I do believe there we are that some of them will, but not all of them. Anyway, my babies, the question is anybody going to accept them? These pussycat biscuits were specifically said to myself, do not give to my little baby, my little, Maisie. Okay, my babies, that's just the bag that they came in. Anyway, so as it turned out, I wouldn't give them to my beautiful little Maisie anyway, because she would refuse to eat them anyway. Okay? She only seems to like, bless her beautiful dear little soul, she doesn't even like whiskers. She only happens to like, there we are, a go cat, but she doesn't seem to like these senior ones. She only likes the ones with the 1+. She don't like the others either. Because I tried her and I thought, if anybody will know, there we are, my beautiful little Maisie Moo will know. You know what I mean? She's nearly 15 now. Okay. Anyway, so I gave these bickies now. Tried them with other pussycats, who come up, and I say to them, you've got your home. You've got your own home, please go home. If it's cold, so please get in the warm and just go, no, because I'm sick of it. It's not for myself. I'm not a wicked woman, mad babies, and if anybody thinks that of myself, then please, I beg you with the Lord of mercy, move and get off my channel, because you do not know myself. Ones who know myself, there we are, really know myself. And I've looked after full and plenty who have been little stray little babies. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. But not when I know the families now, and not where I know where they come from. I never originally, but then I come to find out. And let me tell you, they're not come from a damn rank home. They come from a clean home. They come from a home where they'll have plenty food. What they do, they just walk around looking for more food. That's what it is. That's what Pussycat, there we are, has always done. Do you see what I mean, okay? So they could be treated like a king or queen at home, but if they can get a bit of other food, then they'll go, isn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. So anyway, I put it out for the little pussycat just to see, just as a test. They wouldn't touch it. So I spoke to her, and I said, well, I won't touch it. She said, we tried the foxes, won't touch it. Now, this is from Lidl's or Aldi, this is. Okay, Mards and Schluck Babies. So, anybody for that? I mean, I happen to like Lidl's and Aldi, but what is it that they're putting in this now then? That the babies, and that doesn't mean no, are not wanting to touch. There we are, there's clearly, there we are, a reason why. Okay, Mards and Schluck Babies, and the same with the Go Cat Senior. So if anybody's got little pussycats out there, my delicious little babies, well, I'd take a very close look at these biscuits now and what's in them. A lot of powder there, isn't there? Okay, my delicious little babies, so that's going to go straight in the bin. Try a couple of other types, see what happens there, because I've been given like a different variety. So it's not myself having a pop at Aldi or Lidl, but come on, what is being put in these biscuits that little babies just will not eat? And I've always said, there we are, when beautiful little babies, it was the same with McDonald's many, 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 many years ago now then. And you could try a little baby now, who we call our sons and daughters, you know, like little rubes, and you could put, could be anything, could be anything, could be a chicken nugget, could be a burger, could be, and you know what, they won't touch it. There we are, and that's going back decades ago. Okay, my delicious little babies, so how long has this, there we are, been going on? What's going on? Okay, my delicious babies, always remember the year of the songs, take bits and pieces out of songs, okay, and see what's been going on in the world, my delicious little babies, around that time, okay? Anyway, so that's the end of my video. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected, and how I love you also. Right, I've forgotten to say one last thing. So was it yesterday? I sent a message to somebody who I know, and by the way, not in that way, not in that way. They happened to be a dear lady. And I sent a message. Now, what happened was it last week? I'd done my best because they keep bringing up this flipping poxy install. Okay, my space. And every time I dodged it. Well, I happened to be, was in the kitchen washing up, I was doing something, I was listening to a video, and all of a sudden it bloody cut off, and then it was instant. Anyway, I pressed something, and even my fingers weren't completely dry, and it started to install, okay? Up until that point, nothing had ever happened. Pardon me, excuse me. So I sent a message to somebody who I know, okay? My delicious baby, just a pleasant message. And at the end of that message, I put UC, because when I'm sending a message, I usually put, I'd say 8 times out of 10, UC, like as if I'm explaining something, as if somebody's in front of my birth race. So like I'd say to you, I only do 5 videos a week, UC. Do you see what I mean? Like that, my delicious babies. Anyway, so I put UC, then I put a dot. Then I put 3 capital X's, meaning kisses, you know, not in that way, clearly. But it's just something now that, you know, well, I suppose, you know, friends or family do or whatever. That's what you do. It's just a thing that you do. Do you know what I mean, Mads and Space? Anyway, I'm not going into all that. It's just silliness. Right, I'll get back to the matter in Anchor. So the point is this. All of a sudden, underneath that message, I'd already sent the message to who she was, bless her dear little, and I told her about it, and she said, well, you got to try and block it. Well, it's hard to block. But anyway, when I always send videos out, my delicious babies, I always put not for, they call them kids, I call them little bands, but it says for kids or not for kids. I always click on, you know, not for kids, and I need to just really make that very plain, okay? Not for kids with what I'm going to tell you. And what came up, I've never heard of this in my life, ever. And furthermore, this has never, ever, ever, in any of the dog and bones I've ever had, ever came up. That's even worse, narcissistic babies. Do you understand what I mean? This is even worse, sorry. Because I've never, ever seen anything like this before. And it came up with C, S, two E's, capital E's, C, then a full stop, then capital X's, three X's. Okay, narcissistic babies, and what does it turn out to be? It turns out to be narcissistic babies. There seems to be, let's just say, there seems to be a tube for everything. So you got YouTube, you got all different types of tubes. Well, this is another tube, narcissistic babies, and it happens to be an adult tube set. Now, somebody else sent me a message yesterday evening, and they said, well, you know, maybe that will make you more careful. Well, I shouldn't have to be. I should not have to be narcissistic babies. If you just put in that, you just put in something, there we are, innocent. And then that came up. Now, nothing else has ever came up like this. It's only when I've flipping by bloody accident, I've got to go to a dog and bone shop, you know, and I'm going to go and see if there's any way of, what do they call it, uninstalling this poxy shart. Because look what that's put in. And furthermore, I used to be able to delete. So if somebody used to send me a message with a blue symbol, you know, the message symbol, if somebody used to send me a message, and I am stumbling there because it's rightfully so. The fact of the matter is now it says bin, not delete. Of course, come on, ding, ding, dong, dong, with half a noddle. Everybody knows that, you know, nothing's ever really deleted. But the fact is, it's more deleted than the bin because it's stuck there for 30 days. So now that is stuck in my dog and burn. There we are for 30 days. Okay, my delicious baby. So I am going to go to the dog and burn shop. I'll probably go next week now. I'm going to go and see if there's some way to uninstall this shit. Because I've never, ever, ever gone on any site and looked at anything like that. No, I haven't, my delicious babes. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, it's an adult site, so some are into that kind of thing. I'm not. But for that to come up, I even shared who it was. I said, I never sent this. But they knew that. But it never came upon theirs. It came upon mine. My delicious babies. So for those of you out there, if you're a little bit inquisitive, some of you may know about it, some of you may not. I certainly did not. I did not. But just be careful. What's the message I'm giving, Martin? Just be careful when you put a message, just a normal message. If any of you have got anything installed, especially on the old Samsung, Dog and Burns, Martin, babies, because let me tell you, just putting something like that. I mean, it was all little writing, UC, then a dot. It's only for the fact when I put the capital X's, as in X-ray. And that's what came up, I've got to be honest, there we are, narcissistic babies, there we are. I was absolutely disgusted. And that's being serious. So what exactly, there we are they fucking doing? There we are with this fucking install business. But of course my video won't get out. Even though there's always someone seeing and someone hearing, bless. You know, but if you're talking about needle and hair stack, there's probably one or two, if that. Do you know what I mean, Martin babies? But please be very careful now. Because I'm going to find a way now then. And they've got another install coming up. Do you see what I'm saying? This is very, for myself, very soul destroying because I do not do that. Anybody could see on my dog and bone. But imagine if somebody looked at my dog and bone. They'd think I was up to all kinds of, there we are, shenanigans. When I'm not. My delicious babies, do you understand what I mean? Anyway, I'm just going to leave it like that, my delicious babies, but it really I've got to be, there we are. It really peed me off. So now I've even got to watch if I send a little message, whether it's to a dear friend or whoever, you know, not in that way, whoever it is, not meaning that rude or disrespectfully, okay? But you have to be careful about, why should I have to be careful? Why should anybody have to be careful? See what I'm saying? They're fucking into everything, man. Fucking damn rank. Anyway, my delicious babies, I'm not swearing at you, you know that, my delicious babies, but honestly, I've never heard of this in my whole entire life. Anyway, so wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace and harmony and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected and how I love you so. And no, I haven't had a look at it. No, I haven't. It just got deleted. Well, not deleted, it's got fucking binned, hasn't it? Anyway, my delicious babies, but please, anybody out there, just be careful. When you send just a friendly message, could be to friends or family, and then this kind of shit turns up, there we are. My delicious babies, Kai. Like I said, if someone to look at that, there we are. It's entirely up to their selves. It's not for myself, okay? I'm just done saying it. Okay, my delicious babies, it doesn't flirt my birth. But for somebody else now, see, I stumbled there, yeah, rightfully so. For somebody else, maybe they're into this kind of thing now then. I'm not. Okay, my delicious babies, anyway, how I love you all so. Thank you so very much. I know it sounds like I'm always moaning. Well, you know, moan a day keeps you not so friendly, quack, quack away. You know what I mean, my delicious babies? Anyway, love ya. Thank you once again for listening. Thank you for any likes, for any views. How I love you so. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.